Today I'm talking to Ken Kamlowsky. He's the General Manager America of our IoT partner EXOR and their customer and partner ALPS Inspection, a leader of non-destructive inspection systems. ALPS Inspection is a globally active company with thousands of machines installed at customer sites. They're trusted across industries since 1974 and they're represented today by Adam Thibert. He is the Senior Controls Engineer. Have you ever wondered how real-time IoT data can completely transform your industry and which use cases are relevant here? Today we are diving exactly into those use cases of ALPS, their solutions, successes, but also the challenges they're facing in projects like these. And as always, you could find all implementation-relevant information at IoTUseCase.com. And with that, over to the podcast studio. Let's go. Hi, Ken, and hi, Adam. Nice to have you with us today. So first of all, how are you today, Ken? And where are you, by the way, at the moment?
Well, today I am in our U.S. headquarters here in Cincinnati, Ohio, looking out at about 8 inches of snow. We've got a lot of snow. It's not something that happens a lot here in Cincinnati, but we got a lot of it here. And things are going great. Excited for the new year, really looking forward to 2025. And a lot of 2025 is going to be the topic that we're talking about today, IoT. So excited for that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to have you here. And Adam was just mentioning the snow also. So before when we do this technical pre-recording today. But very shortly to you as a person. So you're the general manager at EXOR America. I guess you began your career as an electrical engineer and you specialized early in touchscreens, HMI technology. So can you tell us a bit about yourself?
Sure. As you mentioned, started off electrical engineer, worked for a machine builder, and right away jumped into the automation on machines and really fell in love with it and have since then jumped into the sales aspect of things and worked for a couple different companies, but it's been mainly industrial automation and have ended up at EXOR. I've been here for 10 years now. And just what really brought me here was the forward thinking of the company and really being a technology leader. We're not the best known out there in the industry, but companies like ALPS here have discovered what EXOR can do and have taken advantage of it for sure. So, I'm glad to be here. Thank you for the invitation.
Yes, thank you so much. And it's great to, represent a bit of your company, but also what kind of use cases you're addressing together with customers. And maybe right to you, Adam. So you're the senior controls engineer. You're likely focusing, I guess, on designing, developing, and maintaining your control systems. Has that always been your passion, or what did you do before that?
It has. So I've been with ALPS for roughly 5 years. And then before that, I have roughly 15 years of experience in mainly water, wastewater treatment facilities, and then automotive.
So different industry expertise.
That's correct.
So, and how long do you know each other, by the way? And maybe not only yourself, but also the companies behind, because the partnership was for longer, right?
It was right when I started ALPS roughly 5 years ago. Is that right, Ken?
Yeah, it was right around 5 years when you started your journey here and we started talking. So... Yeah,
that's nice. And how did the partnership between the companies involved? So how does that come about?
So when I started with ALPS, they were in a phase of transitioning out of some older technology with their controls platform. So I was tasked with finding, replacement for an HMI and bringing things up to date, myself and the other controls engineers. So one of our distributors introduced me to EXOR, the EXOR product line, and after reviewing it and its capabilities and its tools that it offered, that's when the partnership really started.
Okay, that's cool. So one of the game-changing tools, this partnership is, I guess it's called JMobile, right? We will talk about this also later on. It's, I guess, not just the software, it's also a key enabler for this project, but I will get there in a second. First of all, I would love to learn more about ALPS Inspection. Maybe we could talk a bit about like the industries and what's the product about. So Adam, can you just briefly explain what ALPS is doing?
We're part of a larger group of companies called TASI Test and Automation. ALPS has this real family feel. It's what really drew me in. Everyone really has a passion for what we do there. So basically, we do non-destructive leak testing of plastic containers. Mainly those industries are household products, automotive, pharmaceutical, beverage.
Okay. So why is it a necessary process to carry out this leak test? I guess it's about packaging integrity. So what does it mean in the practice?
Like you mentioned, it's package integrity. So we're looking at mainly quality control. You can imagine if one of our customers were producing containers, like let's say laundry soap, producing containers with holes in it, and they go ahead and fill those containers with laundry detergent, and then disaster. So that's where we come in.
Okay. And the products of your customers could be like, I don't know, yogurt pots or shampoo bottles, or what can that be?
Could be anything from a large 5-gallon water jug down to a small Visine eyedropper type container, and everything in between there. So like you mentioned, shampoo, a lot of pharmaceutical stuff, oil containers, with automotive.
Okay. And then your machine helps to detect the leaks of these bottles or whatever that is?
Correct.
Okay. And that's relevant to detect them before they are filled, for example, or for what is that?
Yes. It could be upstream from being filled or upstream of just being packaged to go out to another customer. So the leak detectors are inline detecting.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I see.
Correct.
So you have lots of machine out there, right? So I read something online from 3,000 machines, and you had like tests of billions of these containers a year. Is that right?
Correct. Yeah, it's something staggering like that. It's a lot. Yes.
Yeah. It's also a challenge, of course, to, I guess, get this data and then get the value out of the data. But yeah, that brings me to the next question. So what I would love to learn more about is your vision for digitalization and to work more with like IoT data. So what's your vision here for you and your customers?
This is an evolving topic, and we're still in the process of developing a model that'll enable us to help our customers as far as troubleshooting their machines, predictive maintenance, remote capabilities to support them. So that's where we're at right now. It's an evolving thing for us at the moment.
Mm-hmm. So new expectations also, and like coming from your customers, or?
Correct. Yes. It's something we have to help guide our customers through to see the value in it and work together on that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Would you say that you're kind of helping your customers not only now collecting the data, as I was mentioning a second ago, but also get into the data and get some value out of that, like developing the use cases now together with your customers?
That's right. Yeah. We have something we call a diagnostic report that we generate directly on the HMI. It's about a 12-page PDF that gives like a real insight to the machine state. We have the ability to be able to email that out directly from the HMI with the email capabilities. We can also grab that report remotely through CORVINA Cloud, which I guess we can talk about more after.
Right.
So that's proven to be a real asset to us and our customers.
Okay. And maybe one additional question before I come to the common project. Have you so far used kind of, traditional methods based on data maybe, but maybe not with your customers? Or how did you do that before you get into this digital business?
We didn't have the means to do that before. Mm-hmm. It would be very manual type operation, and it didn't give us the depth of data that we get now, the depth of information. So this is all new to ALPS.
Okay. So for example, with inspection, for example, with your employees, or how did you do that before?
That's right. Yeah, it'd be over the phone, more traditional type.
I see. And now coming to the common project, could you tell a bit more about what's the project now about with EXOR, and what was kind of if you want, so problem you were needed to solve together with EXOR?
Right. So as I mentioned before, ALPS was, looking for something a little bit more modern. Going with EXOR gave us the ability to log data directly on the HMI, to be able to take that data and display it in graphical form or these PDF reports to help us troubleshoot machines, help our customers set up their machines to improve efficiencies there. In addition to that would be the remote capabilities through CORVINA Cloud. We're able to view real-time the HMI screens with our customer to help them walk through any troubleshooting that they might have, or engineering can help our service team in real time.
That's cool. And Ken, do you have any additions from your side to this project? So as I understand that right, it's about, digital service and then having a better understanding of the data and some troubleshooting use cases. Would you add something here?
Sure. I think one of the unique things, too, that brought us together was just stepping back from the digitalization, the hardware piece. And that was something that uniquely allowed ALPS to mount their HMI out on a machine without an enclosure. And then it led to, the software, which you said we'll talk about, JMobile, which enabled them to do all the features that Adam mentioned. And then couple that together with our IoT platform that Adam referred to, CORVINA, allows not only the remote visualization, but also now the ability to get data out, store the data, which are some of the things that now Adam's talking about for the future. So those three things, I think, maybe when they started the project, really came together nice. I think Adam probably can attest to that too, but it just really, it worked out well. And they are one of the customers that just really takes advantage of all of our technology, and they really have. And Adam's done a great job there.
Yeah, it sounds like a really great project and a lot of different aspects solving this. Before I come to JMobile and you're mentioning your platform CORVINA, of course you're spending money for technology and then for products, but there is also a business case behind. So maybe we could deep dive in the business case here. What's behind that?
Sure. So as I touched on before, the ability to get a remote view into what's going on in the machine has been extremely valuable. I can't put a number on it, but we've definitely saved a lot of money with service trips. And Ken also mentioned the overall design. We use the JSmart model, which has a tablet-like look and feel to it. And from a marketing perspective, that's also been valuable. It's something unique and different, and we do get a lot of compliments and positive feedback on that. So, marketing, as far as our service side, really finds a lot of value, and our customers also find a lot of value in us being able to help them remotely and generate these. We also have shift reports that we created to give them a PDF report of the production numbers and automatically email those out as well.
And when you were working with the data, is it also possible to improve your, for example, testing procedures and maybe also do some maintenance on that? Or is it basically focusing on, for example, identifying the issues or what you're just mentioning right now?
All of the above. So, yeah, we were able to develop some really nice tools to give a graphical representation of what's going on as the machine is running in real time to allow us to, fine tune test settings and production settings. So it's been very valuable in that sense.
Would you say that the IoT data and now the remote access would have become for like a crucial competitive advantage in your sector and also in your industry?
Oh, absolutely. Yes. And it's bringing and will continue to bring value to our customers as well.
Okay. Yeah, cool. I'm wondering, because you a second ago, these maintenance, people who are on the machine and do maintenance, where people have to drive there, they have a lot of work to do, and you have some times you could reduce also in the maintenance. So what were the challenges of your customers and also your internal ones?
Well, I can give you an example. So you can imagine a customer that would require our service tech to get on an airplane, and it would require a flight, travel time. So the customer is waiting on us to get there. That's the way it would traditionally happen, not just in this industry, but in other industries that I've been involved with.
Yeah.
But now we're at the point where a maintenance tech could connect this HMI to their cell phone hotspot. And now we have instant remote access to be able to grab these reports. We can even get online with the PLC or any other devices on the network, machine network. That's just one example. And that's actually happened more than a few times.
Yeah, that's amazing. So coming to the technical session and the technical challenge behind, did you already have access to the data you needed, or was it a project to get to the data?
It was definitely a project to get to the data. Absolutely. Our customers are looking for data. And I feel like the whole thing is in this kind of transition phase. Where our customer, they want data. They hear these buzzwords of Industry 4.0 and IoT, and they want it. They're not sure how they can value from it and how they can harness it to set them apart. So we're working with our customers now to kind of roadmap that.
It's sort of become the responsibility of the machine builder, as he mentions, to now sort of educate the end users of their product, of their machines, the value of what the data is going to bring. This has been a challenge ongoing, like what are people going to do in the future? How are they going to use it? And I think we've evolved to now, it's become an added responsibility of the machine builder now to educate, to let these end users know the value of this data and what it can do for them, and actually show them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So act more as a consultant or a partner and work together based on the data.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a good aspect. And I'm curious to learn a bit about the data types you're using, because in a second I want to go in some more details about the project and the products behind. Could you tell a bit more what kind of data types are these? I don't know. Is it real-time data? Is it also maybe customer data? What kind of data is involved here?
It's real-time data. As far as a customer is concerned, we're looking at production counts, the flow of material through the machine. So they count in containers per minute or containers per hour. It's mostly digital. On the ALPS side, we're more interested in some of the more analog stuff, like the actual test data.
Okay, yeah. And also, as we learned before, the customer has a real benefit out of the data because the defects can detect it directly if there are any, or even you could prevent them. And yeah, also inspected package is documented like as a PDF report and something which you maybe did manually before your customer and now had the great opportunity to use this data for their benefit. And maybe before we come to the solution now is why was it crucial and why do you decide to work together with EXOR? What was important for you? What kind of requirements maybe were important for you? Could you explain a bit?
Well, their U.S. sales and support team is just fantastic. They've been great to work with. And EXOR is a very forward-thinking company, and I'm excited to continue to work with them because some of the things that they have coming in the near future, specifically AI and these exciting new tools that are going to be available to us, how we can continue to grow our partnership together so we can in turn give our customers something new and exciting.
Cool. And from EXOR side, can you explain a bit why EXOR is partnering with a company in, for example, now the leak testing machinery segment?
Sure. I think when it comes to partners, we don't really specify in a certain industry like, say, leak testing. We have the technology, and so our job is to sort of educate a little bit to the machine builders, what can you do with our technology? And it's really them that choose and have the talent to be able to take advantage of it. And that's something that I'll give ALPS credit for sort of enabling Adam and his team to go find a good solution to really help them and really be defined too as to what they wanted to accomplish and being able to do that. And you sit there and you think something as simple as an HMI. A lot of people think HMI, touchscreen, it just replaces push buttons and pilot lights of the past, but it's a device that's right on the edge of the machine that can talk to just about anything and get all the data you need and bring it up to either just viewing or acting upon the data. That's where it goes from an HMI, or you could call it a gateway, to really allowing the future needs to be taken care of, as Adam mentioned too.
Yeah, right. To solve these customer use cases, reduce downtimes in minutes instead of days, and
exactly
solve different challenges by using the data. Yeah, okay. And coming now to the solution, what is the exact solution what ALPS is using here? So we learned from CORVINA Cloud, and we learned about JMobile, and we heard about JSmart Mode. So could you tell a bit more about what is the solution like in a package here?
Sure. Everything you just mentioned is really what we call our X platform, which is hardware, which is the JSmart that Adam used on their machines, which is really an industrial tablet with Wi-Fi and it's able to be mounted without an enclosure. So that is the hardware piece. The software piece, which, as I mentioned to earlier, ALPS took full advantage of all of the different features that are supported in it, is called JMobile. That's what talks to all the devices, has all the features in there for emailing, reporting, and trending, and all the other features that we've become accustomed to. And then coupling that to our IoT platform, CORVINA, that we've talked about. So it's an all-in-one solution. And then CORVINA, ALPS has taken advantage of the remote access And now for the future, when they're ready, when their customers are saying, okay, we're ready to start getting into this and we see all the advantages of the data, ALPS is not going to have to do anything else other than they're ready to go. It's not like they need to add on or upgrade or do whatever. They'll be able to use that in the IoT platform.
Yeah, so the data acquisition is coming from your hardware part. So that's JSmart mode, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's where the data acquisition is happening with all these live data ALPS is needing for their use cases. And then the data transmission, how do you do that?
So there's more than one way to get that done. And that's another thing that EXOR and JMobile done a great job with. So we can collect it directly on the HMI and export to CSV file via USB drive. They also support database connections. So if our customer has a database, SQL database, they can connect to that directly to log data. And it also supports OPC UA, which is a very common means of connecting. So there's multiple ways there. And in addition to the IoT capability on CORVINA to be able to grab data that way. So that's just another great feature of it.
Cool. And then the data visualization or the processing and analysis of the data is then happening in the CORVINA Cloud in the specific, I call that like applications. So how do you do this one? Have you different software pieces you're using for different use cases, or how does it look like?
Yeah, we depend on the use case. So we have a customer that uses OPC UA, for example, to collect data to another means of collection, and they report that data to some sort of visualization. And we have other customers that connect directly to an SQL database to do as they wish with that. In our case, we can export leak test data directly to a CSV file and manipulate that to display graphs, other analytics directly on a PC. So there's multiple options there.
Okay, great. It's now like a new technology and new solution even for your customers. So how did your customers react to this new solutions? Were there like immediately measurable improvements, or is it project still ongoing? So how did customers react to that?
We've had nothing but positive feedback. It's been a great tool. We have a couple of customers that we collaborate with. They have great ideas, and I love that, getting feedback, directly from the people who are using it to make improvements. So it's been great in that sense. We've, have some small partnerships with our customers there to move the development in a positive direction. Yeah,
it's great that you say partnership again, because it's nice to see that you're now working on another level together with your customers. And it's, I guess, a whole project which is developing by years. And it's great that you're now partnering based on data together with your customers. And also from EXOR's side, I was like surprised how open the platform is, and you're bringing different technologies in, so where customers have not only the possibilities to add open source technologies they're setting up. Yeah, we're mentioning like OPC UA as a standard, but also other ones like MQTT, for example, and other options to not only collect, but also then integrate the data. And that's nice from the EXOR side, what I learned, what I really appreciate on this product.
That's a great observation, Madeline. I mean, it's definitely something we pride ourselves on, is the openness. And even something like our IoT platform, there's a lot of them out there, and a lot of them tie themselves to specific hardware. It does not have to be a piece of EXOR hardware, as long as it supports Linux Docker or just Windows in general. It can hang on our IoT platform and allow you to easily remotely connect with a little agent that we call a CORVINA agent that is installed locally, and then you can get connected.
Pretty easy.
Yeah, that software piece we talked about, JMobile, it can run on EXOR hardware. It can run on a Windows platform, Linux. So it truly, we're leaving it up to the customer to choose what's best for them.
Yeah. And also you have many years experience of hardware development. I guess the years you're coming more from the history side. That's also a great thing to scale not only the data acquisition, but also now using this experience to dock all the software parts on that and be like a whole solution provider as a partner with your customers.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's cool.
Definitely.
And maybe the last question for today, because everybody's asking me that all the time. So were there any unexpected results or benefits, like or maybe learnings from this project? Because a lot of customers are setting up this right now, and a lot of users are curious to learn more about best practices or what the failures are maybe. So Adam, can you share some best practices or unexpected results or something from this project?
As far as unexpected goes, I think we were surprised at being able to view this data in a different way to find improvements in our process, in the leak detection and the performance of our machines. So it really shed some light on some holes that we had there, no pun intended. So yeah, in that sense, yeah, they're very surprising, brings a lot of value to us. Yes.
And do you have any advice for other companies who are considering similar projects? You have any learnings?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I would suggest to really get a clear roadmap of where you want to go when you start the project. Really map things out before you start.
Yeah.
That's great advice.
Yeah, great advice. And when you're mentioning roadmap, I was thinking about what's next. So do you have some next steps or even future things you're working on right now, also from EXOR side, but also from the ALPS side?
I can say that, we have a few tricks up our sleeves this year to add some more features to the HMI. Mm-hmm. But as far as the future, we're excited. I think I touched on AI, machine learning, and EXOR has that in their sites. And I think Ken can talk more about that.
Yeah, definitely for roadmap for us. And the roadmap starts actually now. We're rolling out some products that are what we call micro edge. Everything really for us now is at the edge. We've already been there, as I mentioned earlier, with our HMI is at the edge. But now, whether we call it a gateway, an HMI, it's now enabling the performance there at the edge to be able to do the things that Adam's talking about, the AI, the machine learning. So the traditional HMI just does not have enough horsepower or processing power to deal with that. So now we are basically really adding a lot of processing power at the edge to not only do the visualization, but all the other things that are going to be required from machine builders in the future.
Yeah, especially when we're talking about real-time data. So we have massive data where pre-processing is, I guess, a big thing. Yeah, it's nice to see that you're also developing new micro-edge solutions here. So yeah, I have so many questions in my mind, but also when you're listening now to this podcast episodes, I will put all the product information, also the contact to Adam, you and Ken in the show notes. And from my side, thank you so much. I learned so much about the use cases and also how this project has been set up and what's important to mention. And I found it really insightful. Thank you very much for your time. And with that, I would give the last word to you for today.
Well, thank you, Madeline, and IoT Use Case for bringing us together and being able to talk about this and let your listeners know a little bit more about EXOR and ALPS too. So thank you.
Yes, thank you for having us. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much. And have a great rest of the week. Bye-bye.
You too, everybody.
You too.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye.